frankly, if you're not vaccinated at the moment and you're eligible and you've got no health reason for not being vaccinated, you're not just irresponsible. I mean, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I mean, that is, truthfully, you are. I mean, because this Omicron variant is so contagious. You know, if you're unvaccinated and you're in circulation, you're going to get it.
Yes, I hear what you say about somebody exercising their freedom not to have a vaccine and they're perfectly healthy. I don't want them sitting next to me in the theatre. I don't want them standing next to me at the theatre bar. I don't want them next to me or anywhere near me or even in the same carriage on the train. So, yeah, they can exercise their freedom by staying at home.
If you decide that you don't want a vaccine or a booster, then you can decide not to go to hospital however ill you get. And that is your right.
So you would leave the unjabbed at home to die if they had a heart attack, if they suffered from a stroke?
That's their choice.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
We need to make it clear to them that the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%. And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have. Because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway.
People who refuse to accept vaccines, I think the right response for them is not to force them to, but rather to insist that they be isolated.
Giving up your human rights is justifiable. It's justifiable to take away a person's bodily autonomy when you have a global pandemic.
Those who haven't had jabs but could have jabs need to have a badge saying unjabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
We just have to make people understand that, you know, no jab, no life. And that's how it is.
How can you go home tonight and say you did a good day's work? You should have gone home. You should have gone home. It's in my pocket. It's in my pocket all right, I said. It's in my pocket.
Hold it.
Move back. Let's go, move back. Move.
know that you're not. Okay, but we have a situation where there's a coronavirus out there and the survival rate is slightly below 100%, and I'm not willing to accept that the government's willing to shut down businesses, destroy people's lives, and to enforce abusive policy that is carried out by you guys.
We can agree to disagree all day, alright? We're not here to ruin your day, sir. We're just here to ask you to move on.
I've got every right to be here. I was born in Melbourne. This is my city. You've got no right to enforce tyranny. I'm not committing any of it. I'm not committing any. Yeah, you should probably tell me why before you grab me.
You're under
doing this?
You're
under dogs! Dogs! Tyranny enforcing!
Just hold him.
Hey, you feel proud of yourselves? Huh?
Stay still, sir.
What's the survival rate of COVID? Answer me that. Where's COVID caused excess mortality? You're destroying people's lives for this?